What happens if you don't take control?
So what happens if you don't take control? Let's think about this for a moment. If you're not in control of your life, money or no money, take any situation that you are not in control of. If it's not going our way, what happens? If we lose fulfillment in it, we become dissatisfied, problems arise, and because we feel helplessness in the situation, we complain. And it's an ongoing cycle because it's easy to complain rather than to put an extra effort in to find an answer or a solution to the situation or problem. And it becomes more frustrating and adds to our unhappiness because we have every bit of information at our fingertips, and the ability to move forward actually takes away our excuses. So we keep making excuses, hoping that someone will pity us enough to supply an answer and point us in the right direction. And the more you give away control over your life, the more you will sink into a heartbreak of your own creation. And of course, yes, maybe it has been a long year and the world has changed. You feel like you're on autopilot and that you're forever stuck in a waiting game with to-do lists that others have set for you. All you're really doing is putting yourself on hold, biding your time until the project manager of your life gives you the go-ahead. This is a red flag, guys. It's what happens when you don't take control of your life. But the good news is that it can change in an instant. And I want you to take a moment here. And if you need to, watch this video as many times as you want, but let it sink in. As human beings, we are physically and wholly designed perfectly. From the mechanics of our body to its automatic healing, to our ability to think and feel, which connects our bodies to our mind and our energy to our emotions. Have you ever sat in awe of this? This is a gift of who you are, and what you're capable of. You know, recently I had a friend of mine who was shot in a critical condition, massive surgery, the specialists working around the clock to save his life. And he didn't have medical aid. That's the financial problem. His family wasn't in a good financial space. And when I got the news, I reached out, passed on my condolences, and through that first day, and you're trying to keep updated on his status and praying, hoping that he pulls through. And as a financial planner, you're aware of the medical costs piling up, and I found myself thinking about my history with him, trying to answer the question, how can I help him? There's so much that's not in our direct control, and it's overwhelming. Long story short, I thought of a crowdfunding solution. Never did it before. I mean, how do you just ask people for money? It's a problem I've been dealing with. How do you do it? How much do you ask for? Whose problem is it? Is it even possible? Will it even work? Who gives me the right? And I ended up doing it anyway. I worked through every question and asked for advice and figured out how to create a campaign, and I did it. Here's the thing. Since I created the campaign, I got the automated response from that campaign to say that it will take 3 working days to review and go live with everything. And I planned on making a video the very same day, which I planned on releasing the next day to start gathering funds, right? Which meant I needed to make a plan to get it live. And so I picked up the phone, found the right person to speak to at the company of the crowdfunding place, and they said they'll help me. How awesome is that? You see, not a lot of people realize, they think the world and its automation and all those responses is what needs to govern their decisions. I had something to do, I had a game plan, and so by picking up the phone, asking someone to help me, I bypassed that 3 days from the automated response message to say I have to wait 3 days for the campaign to go live. I didn't want to accept that as an answer. Anyway, so I put it out there, and together with his family and friends, in 48 hours, we raised just over 200,000 Rand, which was 40,000 Rand over the target. Speaking about control of life as a human being, with a single moment, we all have the ability to act in any way we choose, and we can do it at any time. Anyone could have done this, and the only thing in our way is an internal response built into us called fear. As human beings, we are hardwired to fight or flight in times of need, in times of extreme fear, and in this day and age, the easy comforts around us and everything that's made easy, we've become accustomed to taking it on the chin. Rather avoid or run or ignore our problems or our current state, keeping up to that cycle of dissatisfaction, complaints and excuses. And the solution, all we have to do is to lean into fear. Because what we're really afraid of is what is not in our control, right? Wrong. What really scares us is knowing that there is so much we can control, but we choose not to. Now you're here for your own reasons, and no doubt it's to learn, grow, and become a ninja with your finances. So how do you take control today? Here's the answer. Think about it. When you take control of your life, you stop asking for permission. You stop asking people to sign off on the life you want to lead. You stop seeking validation. You just do and deal with what comes. And here's a secret. There is no perfect time to start. There's no perfect starting point. There is just today. Appreciate your past and its lessons, but don't dwell on it. Don't dwell on your old habits and perspectives. Start making one decision at a time, facing forward, and use that momentum to build your future on your own terms. And it starts today.